What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm back with another live stream. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, like, drop a comment in the comment box below, share. I'm gonna go ahead and shot the headlines on ancient forms of pagan worship from prehistoric time. Man has sought out the powers of nature, symbol representing them powers and powers representing those symbols, in vulgar mind debate, superstition, and seems the competition with the worship of the one true creator. The five names are mentioned representing some of the oldest pagan cults before the flood, as well as after the flood, though the names themselves are derived, though the names themselves are in the form of which was worshipped by local Arab tribes. The names of the tribes are preserved to us by the commentators, but they're more than archaeological interest to us now. The names of the false gods are interesting to us from a point of view of comparative religion as under one form of another. And such cults still exist in many countries that still have not accepted the gospel of unity, as have always since man had turned from his maker and sustaining the worship of created things and invented fancies. The names of the five false gods and symbols are mentioned under represent what as follows. Pagan god number one, wide shaped man, quality representing manly power. Pagan god number two, Suwa, woman, quality represented mutability, beauty. Pagan god number three, Yagut, shaped lion, bull, quality represented brute strength. Pagan god number four, Yauk, shape, hearts, quality represented swiftness. Pagan god number five, Naza, shape, hawk, falcon, hawk, vulture, eagle, vulture, falcon, quality represented, sharp sight, insight. It is not clear whether the words are connected in true Arabic verbal roots or merely Arabicized forms which derive from foreign cults. Arabicized name derived from foreign cults such as the Babylonian, Assyrian, and the region of Noah's flood, the prophets Noah's flood. The latter supposition probable, even in the case of war, love, and affection, and Naza, the eagle. These are good Arabic words. It is doubtful whether they are not connected, translated, or corrupted words denoted from foreign cults. In the study of comparative ancient mythologies, we must never forget the following facts. Man idea about God always tend to be anthropomorphic. The qualities thereof they transfer to their Godhead, but the fear and primitive man also leads to the transfer of anything mysterious, imagined, or injurious to the pantheon. The such worship should be placated in order that it may not injure man. Thus, in popular Hinduism, the goddess of smallpox was cautious terror across the ignorant countryside, must be worshipped or placated in a peace with sacrifice. This leads to the worship of animals noxious to man, such as serpent worship, which has prevailed and still prevail in many primitive areas and commission mythology. The crocodile, so common with the Nile, the dog, the bull, the ibis, which was worshipped both literally and symbolically. As men's knowledge grows, they observe the wonderful heavenly bodies in their motion, and they begin to feel the sympathy, beauty, and mystery, and transfer their worship to the heavenly bodies. The great astronomers of the ancient world was the Babylonians and Chaldees. Among them was Ibrahim's homeland, the prophet Ibrahim's homeland, and the allegory of Ibrahim. It points to the importance of the cause of the worship of heaven goddess. It is those who believe and confuse not their beliefs with wrong. They are truly in security for their own right guidance. The Sabian worship of ancient Arabia heavenly bodies probably had a source with Chaldee. For example, the planet Saturn, with its slow motion, treated as a phlegmatic and evil. Mars, with its fiery red light, treated as a betoken of havoc and war and evil, and so on. Jupiter, with its magnificent golden light, was treated as a lucky and benignant to whoever came under its influence. Venus, the symbol, as a symbol, it was treated as a goddess, a cardinal love. The pagan Arabs erected time as a deity from eternity to eternity, and dispensing good fortune and ill and man. The ancient Asian religion treated as of vital importance, as the same way as pertains eternal and trace of many found in many religions, ancient and modern. The next step in reincarnating as it was qualities, beings of flesh and blood, like gods and goddesses, beings of flesh and blood, like gods and goddesses, or let's say lives of feelings and passions, like ordinary men and women, to fill up a confused pantheon, such as with gods and goddesses that quarrel, love, hated, were jealous, and suffer or enjoy life like human beings. In such pantheon, there was a room for demonic gods and real human heroes that were worshipped as gods. The Greek poets and artists were past masters that carry out a process undercover, discuss profound human problems with great power. They made religion dramatic. While they gained in humanism, they lost the spiritual conception of the fall divine world, which lift the fall divine world above the futilities and crimes of this life. Hierarchical Christianity suffered this inheritance from the Greek tradition, where there was commingling of many peoples and cultures, and several ideas and processes got mixed up together. The gods and goddesses of different origins identify with one pair of another. Artemis, the virgin chess huntress goddess of the Greek pantheon, identified with Diana of the Romans, Diana of the Hetians, representing the teeming life of nature, Selene, the cold moon goddess, and similar to Diana of the Commission Isis, with the twin brother of Diana, Apollo, with the sun, the Commission Osiris, with the forces of nature, animals, trees, qualities, and astronomical bodies. The astronomical bodies and other various factors got mixed up together and form a shapeless, merely shapeless superstition, which is condemned by the Most High. The Most High, he condemning all to revert to the heavenly bodies of worship, the countless fixed stars in the firmament occupy always the same related motion and did not impress the imagination of the ancients. Like the objects which stood out vividly with mysterious law of motion, the few individual stars did attract the worship of attention. Sirius, the dog star, the brightest star in the heaven with a bluish tint in its light. The Gaul, the variable star, being the better. The constellation Pursuers, whose variation could be seen by the naked eye in 2 or 3 nights. Probably Sirius was the fixed star in the parable of the prophet Ibrahim, spoken in the Old Testament of the Bible, the Jewish Tanakh, King James of the Bible, King James version of the Bible, or Al-Quran. As regard to the fixed star, the Mayars, the astronomers, which turned their devised fancy to a groups of constellations, as was stood out to them, personified with a influence of motion or law, of its own. But the moving stars and the planets, but the moving stars and planets had an influence of motion of its own. As they understood them, each with a motion and therefore will, and like I said, with influence of its own, they were 7 in number. There was actually 7 in number. Number 1 and 2, the moon and the sun, the two objects which mostly closely endowability and influence the tides, the temperature, and the life on our planet. 4 and 5, the inner planets, the two inner planets, Mercury and Venus, as the evening and morning star, never travel far from the sun. And 5, 6, 7, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus, the outer planets, whose elevation from the sun of the ecliptic as far as wide as possible. The number 7 became a mystic number. It would be noticed that the 5 planets, it would be noticed that the days of the week are named after the 5 planets. Each got identified with a deity, a living deity, god, and goddesses with characteristics and qualities of its own. The solar myth was a myth with a very fruitful vitality, and other myths and ideas got mixed up together. In the late Roman religion, appears in the story of Apollo, the sun god, light, worship, and learning, and manly beauties of the twin brother of the sister Diana, the twin brother of Diana, the cold moon goddess, the moon goddess. In ancient Kemet, it appears in the myth of Horus, the falcon eye, Ra or Ray, the eye which see all things. The eye which see all things. Further, the falcon, the hawk, the eagle became identified with itself, with the sun and its piercing light. The myth of the sun mixes it up with the Nile, with the cycles, with the legend, and connected with Isis and Osiris. In Babil, or in Babylon, the Arabic word Shemis, meaning for sun, proclaim the glory of the sun worship, corresponding to the old Sumerian or Tubal, while the hymns of the Surya, the sun, the Rig Veda, and the cult of the Mithra of Persia claim dominance of sun worship. The moon worship was equally popular in various forms. I already referred to the classical worship of Apollo and Diana, the twin brothers representing the moon and the sun. The commission Kasu, transversing the sky in a boat, and referred to the moon. And also the moon worship got mixed up with those about the god of magic, Thoth and Ibis. In the Vedic religion of India, the moon god Soma, the lord of the planets, and the name was applied to drink the juice of the gods. The moon was a male divinity worship in ancient India. It also was a male divinity worship during the time of ancient Northeast Africa, during some other form of Northeast African pagan religion. The Arabic word Kamal, the Arabic word for the moon, Kamal, was of the masculine gender. On the other hand, the Arabic word Shemis for sun was of the feminine gender. The pagan Arabs evidently looked upon the sun as a goddess and the moon as a god. Of the 5 planets, perhaps Venus as the evening and morning star alternately impressed itself the astro mythology. This planet found itself in different places, considering both male and female in the Bible. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? The words, how art thou fallen, O Lucifer, son of the morning, are referred to, understood the morning star in the first instant. And by the analogy of the king of Babylon. And by the analogy of the king of Babylon, the fathers of the Christian church translated the name Lucifer to Satan. Mercury is a less conspicuous planet and was looked up as a child upon the family. The moon and the sun being the father and the mother being the moon and the sun and the moon, according to the sex attributed to the divinities. The moon and the sun being the father and Venus being the mother. The sex being interchangeable in the midst. Of the three outer planets, Jupiter is considered the most conspicuous indeed, and was reputed and being benignant. But Jupiter itself is the most conspicuous object of the heavens. Most conspicuous object of the heavens after the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon being considered a class apart. Jupiter was the father of the planets, and his worship occasionally got mixed up with that of the sun. Mars and Saturn has already been stated was considered to be feared for the mischief that they might do. The pagan pantheons worship both powers of good and evil. It is remarkable that the days of the week are named after the 7 planets of the geocentric astronomy. If we take it to an alternative sequence, they indicate in the order in which their heavens were arranged with the reference to the proximity of the earth. The following tables represent the group: planet, Poseidon, god and goddess, days of alternative sequence. Planet, moon, Poseidon, god and goddess, Diana, day of the week of alternative sequence. Sunday, planet, Mercury, Poseidon, god and goddess, Mercury, day of the week of alternative sequence. Tuesday, planet, Venus, Poseidon, god and goddess, Venus, day of the week of alternative sequence. Thursday, planet, the sun, Poseidon, god and goddess, Apollo, day of the week of alternative sequence. Saturday, planet, you got Mars, Poseidon, god and goddess, Mars, day of the week of alternative sequence. Monday, day of the week of alternative sequence is Monday. Planet, Jupiter, Poseidon, god and goddess, Jupiter, day of the week of alternative sequence is Wednesday. And planet Saturn, Poseidon, god and goddess, Saturn, day of the week of alternative sequence is Friday. This the alternative sequence in a carry out in a circle as the total number of 7 as itself a mystic number. These cross-currency mixtures of nature worship, astral worship, hero worship, and worship of abstract qualities, etc., resulted in the medley of the base superstition. We're summing up the 5 heads. We're summing up the 5 names, I meant to say. Wa, Suwa, Yagu, Yak, and Nazar. The time is taken to the peak of Noah, the prophet Noah. The prophet Noah, around the time when it was superstition and false worship, and the most ancient cults. If Wad and Suwad represent man and woman, they might as well represent self-human glorification. the worship of self against the Most High or represent manly power and female beauty, or other abstract qualities of that kind. On the other hand, it is possible that the worship of Jupiter and Venus got mixed up with the worship of the moon and the sun. Mixed up with the moon and the sun. Further, Naza, the vulture, the hawk, the eagle, the falcon, and the commission Horus represent the solar mix, the cult of the planets. The number 7 was reduced. The cult of the planets, it might represent the cult as the 7 planets is worship, as then worship. As then worship. The number 7 was reduced to 5. 5 itself a mystic number. 5 itself a mystic number. These cross currencies and astro-mythological mixtures are well known to students of ancient popular religion. Ancient popular religion, if the 5 names from another angle or vision represent some other qualities, represent the qualities of the Wa and Suwa pair, the sun, the moon, Jupiter, and Venus, it might as well represent manly power and womanly beauty, mutual respectability, and the 3 remaining ones. And the 3 remaining ones, it might representing brute strength, like that of a lion or a bull or a lion, representing the swiftness of a horse, sharpness, sight, or intelligent, like that of a hawk, eagle, or falcon, like they do up in that industry when they got that Baphomet statue up there and they are praising it. And like that with that picture with Beyonce on, sitting on a high chair with her hair out and her eyes coming to a dark coloring, and she got a Baphomet vest on with devil horns on her fingers, and she worshiping the Baphomet. Or they just like with them celebrities throwing up the one eye, flashing that eye horrors, that same eye Ra, same eye, that Ray, that eye would see all things. Yup, there's a lot of them like Kesha, and there's a lot of them. You got people like Diddy and them. They into all that demonic sex magic and all them freak offs. You know what I'm saying? They'll attribute it to a deity that they been doing for a very, very long time. You know, all them people like Denzel Washington and them, and all them people that's into people like Tyler Perry, a lot of all that magic, all that sex magic and fetishism that they into. And they not attributing it to the one that created the heavens and the earth. Now lies all with the between them. But I shall continue. It may be noted that the 5 names of the deities mentioned here to represent a very ancient religious cult. They are not the names of the deities best known to Maka, but rather those which survive fragments of very ancient cults among outlying tribes in ancient Arabia, which influenced the cults of Mesopotamia during the time of the Prophet Nuh. During the time of the Prophet Nuh, the pagan deities in the Kaaba round about Makkah were Lat, Uzza, and Manat. Manat was also known around Yatra, which after became Medina. Medina. They were all female goddesses. Lat almost certainly represent another wave of sun worship, the sun being feminine gender and Northeastern African languages generally. Northeastern African languages generally. If so, Lat may be the original Greek Aleto, the mother of Apollo, the sun god. If so, the name was brought in prehistoric times during ancient Arabia by the Great Incense Route. If so, but I believe it was bought by the Great Incense Route to the Mediterranean. Uza probably representing the planet Venus. The origins of Manat is not quite clear, but it would be no surprise that it would turn out to be astral. The 350 idols established by the pagans in the Kaaba probably represent the 360-day inaccurate solar year. This was the actual modern pagan worship as known to the Quraysh and contemporary with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In sharp contrast is mentioned to the ancient Altavilian worship under the five heads. Of which those is persistent in outlining places as they still persist in different forms and under different names in other parts of the world. The pure worship of the Most High in unity and truth is not firmly established in the minds or hearts of men. Sir J.G. Fraser, in his Adonis, Attis, and Osiris, Volume 14, London, with Edition 14, London, Volume 1, page 8 to 9, refers to Alatu, or Aresh Kigal, the stern queen of the eternal regions in Babylonian religion. In the nether region, of darkness and desolation, as her counterpart Ishtar, the chief goddess of the upper regions of reproduction and fertility, associated with the planet Venus. And it still goes on to this day. Now, all this pagan worship that they do in the industry there's nothing new under the sun. They've been doing it for a very long time. It's old, it's man. And they still doing it to this day. That's just the same thing with Diddy and his crew. Diddy was brought to the high-ups because he had to do the same thing to get to where he was. He was brought there up the high-ups. He had recruited young males like Usher, and he sodomized Usher, got Usher way under his wing, and Usher got Justin Bieber under his wing and did his hog-tied, and he sodomized and raped Justin Bieber to pieces. He raped him to pieces. He did that white boy in. Another big moist Negro like Diddy, sweet Negro like Diddy, messed all over Justin Bieber cotton hole. He did that white boy in. He did him in like they were doing time in the penitentiary. Like they were doing time in Louisiana State Penitentiary in Angola. He raped that white boy to pieces. He was banging Justin Bieber like Justin Bieber was Christina Aguilera or somebody. And all this pagan worship that they do, that's the same thing. There's a lot of. There's a lot of. I'm talking about TD Jakes and a lot of y'all who was listening to TD Jakes for a very long time had been deceived. Because TD Jakes in that category with Diddy and Tyler Perry and them. Denzel Washington, all of them is. This dude Diddy had a lot of freak out with the thing with Jamie Foxx. He poisoned Jamie Foxx. He had Jamie Foxx blacked out. He had hit him with the GHB, the chemical, the GHB that they spike food up in drinks. As I can imagine how many food and drink was spiked up at the Diddy parties. I can imagine how many men and women had got blacked out and it was taken advantage of, and they sure ain't had no Narcan pen to shake them back. They try to fight it all. Ain't nothing they could do. They paralyzed. They trying to fight, but they can't fight it all. That GHB chemical ain't nothing to play with. That's worse than dipping Visine in somebody drink. A few drops of that GHB and they out of here. There ain't no Narcan pen on them. They definitely out of here. There's a Narcan pens with them security guards keep on them, especially like at those Diddy parties or any other big time celebrity party. You got them security guards keep them Narcan pens on. You know what I'm saying? Especially they got to test them out for somebody. If somebody feel strange about what's in their food or drink, you know. And this thing with the industry been going down for a long time. Diddy and Jamie, they've been having something going on way before the 2010s. Way long before the 2010s. Far back in the early 2000s. Far back in the early 2000s. And there's a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, that it broke the oath. Like Boosie. Boosie broke the oath. I believe Boosie broke the oath. But Boosie, he seen the things that were going on, especially when he was talking about with the thing with the Kappa, how they was doing the Wipe Me Down dance to doing that dance to the Wipe Me Down song, but to Boosie wasn't a problem. It was a problem with Kappa when Kappa found out Boosie was wearing their jacket. Kappa found that a problem, not Kappa. They falling under that Greek fraternity and sorority. They ain't paganism. I know Kappa ain't talking. I know they way out of the fold, and who they worshiping ain't the creator at all. That's that black boule. And they follow under that black version of the Greek tradition. It ain't even a tradition. That's just pagan worship. That's just pagan worship, and who they summoning, who they are praising to, and what they summoning up to is all these pagan Greek gods, worshiping people like Hercules and Zeus, and you know what I'm saying? They won't worship all these other deities like Artemis, and it's all across the U.S. Every U.S. college and university have a fraternity or sorority group, Kappa, Alpha, Beta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta, all that they be doing, Absalom, Mu, Nu, Z, and all that, that's under the Greeks. So there ain't nothing, they ain't coming from melanated people. That's under that Greek tradition. You know, and when Boosie started throwing it out at them, they told Boosie he had to stop wearing their jacket, and Boosie started throwing up the thing with the Dwayne's son situation. Dwayne's son, the Wade dude, how he went to transitioning to want to be a girl and all that. And Boosie had to throw fireballs at that. Everybody know the situation on it. So by Boosie breaking the oath, it cost him his freedom. Yeah, it cost him his freedom, and long story with that. But there's a whole lot of them out there tripping. There's a lot of people that still out there tripping and they worshiping the praise of song, especially ain't got no backdrop on what it derived from. And looking stupid as hell. Worshiping Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving. You better not bring that turkey to that indigenous American Indian people table. There's gonna be some problems. And they looking at like, y'all don't matter. Y'all don't matter. Y'all ain't nothing. Y'all ain't got no power. Y'all ain't supernatural. Ain't nothing divine about y'all. Don't nobody care how you look. Nobody care about your skin color. Don't care if you gonna run to the whoever it is that you are praising and see as like some powerful superhuman hero figure, because they could get knocked off too. And then got the ignorant ones gonna be like, well, oh well, same thing go for you. Cause they got something that's not of this world that will knock your ass off and you wouldn't even know. It'll happen as quick as a thought. It'll happen as quick as lightning. It'll happen swift as an arrow. And you still have a lot of paganism, like in the U.S. In the U.S., paganism is taken very heavy in the U.S. Across the U.S. It's all over the world. Don't get me wrong, but in the U.S., there's a pagan land. There's a pagan land. And the satanic powers are controlling the Western societies. They're controlling the Western societies. You see all the symbols. You see it all in the movies. You see it all on the celebrities. You know what I'm saying? You got the satanic powers pushing all the type of agenda with the LGBT community, and they flashing the one eye too, with a rainbow flag on the side. I know they done sold their souls to the devil a long time ago. There ain't nothing but the agenda of the devil. That's the agenda of the devil himself, and he using his patrons. Like the U.S. government to utilize it and to get into everybody's mind and corrupt it up spiritually, mentally, and psychologically, and physically. Now that industry, like with Hollywood have a lot of historical events on it. They have a lot of historical events on people jumping off the Hollywood sign. Have this one chick, she committed suicide that way because Hollywood, they drove her to that point. She took on life. And because of all the pedophilia that went down in Hollywood, and Hollywood, now you got the Black Hollywood down in Atlanta, Georgia, Tyler Perry Studios. You got a sexual demon in there. You got sex devils in there. Number sex devil, and a lot of Tyler Perry victims be males. It be males. Learn them in with the snares of evil all kind of ways. And Atlanta is so jacked up and messed up. You got dudes that they got wife, kids, they got baby mama, a girlfriend, and they cross-dressing like it ain't nothing out there. They wearing skirts and dresses, and they don't care. These be dudes that looking straight in the eyes of the girls that they weak, like they wife, they girlfriend or their baby mama, but in the eyes of the public, he a big old sis. He a big old sis, a big backward-minded sis. A big backward-minded sissy walking through there like it ain't no tomorrow with all that on. And then they had the men out there in New Orleans with the red dresses on, but it was out there for one another. They was out there for one another. And to each his own, people gonna be people. People gonna do what the hell they want to do. But in these days here, everybody living in the middle end times. The middle end times. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't lying. With the pagan ritual thing, they take that serious in the industry. Even people like Peter Pablo, and you had people like Mason talking about it. And Macy, he had been got dragged up under there a long time ago and went to talking about be a preacher and all that stuff there. But there's a whole handful of them. There's a whole handful of them. You know, and there's a lot of people out there tripping, worshiping something they don't even know what the hell actually come from. You know what I'm saying? People praying to Jesus and don't even know where the hell the name Jesus come from. Just don't know the name came from a damn slave ship. Name Jesus derived from a slave ship. 1540 on the Anthony Road, around the time of King of England, King Henry. Around King Henry, I think it was King Henry III, give or take. You know what I'm saying? So you calling on Jesus or saying somehow thy father prayer, it ain't work. If it ain't work for Samuel off sinners, it damn sure ain't gonna work for you. It never worked. The hell ain't no divine about it. Ain't nothing divine about some damn our father prayer. So if sinners another one. That's another one. There's sinners broke down a lot of stuff, which was a deep film showing that Samuel was caught up in the world where it was number devils. Even though they put it in vampire form and all that stuff dealt during the time of the 1930s. But this what happened when people want to sign themselves over to the devil. In order for them to reach it in that music industry, they got to sign their name on that dotted contract. Now you got people want to sit there and say and think and feel like, oh, your soul, ain't no such thing as your soul, or your soul belongs to the Lord. Well, check this out. The Lord gave human beings free will, just like he gave the devils free will, except for angels, because angels do not disobey his command. There ain't no such thing as no fallen angel. There never was, because the devil always been the devil. The devil and his crew always been devils. They always been devils. It was created from fire, free of smoke. So it was never a fallen angel. You always been a chief deceiver. However, human beings could choose right or wrong, but still be responsible for the choices that they make. So that means they sold, they selling their soul to the chief deceiver, the devil, for something they wanted in the life of this world, temporary fame and fortune for 15 minutes up there in front camera and get off and that's it, and still ain't no prosperity out of it. But they soul still gonna return to the creator, for the creator to judge it, for what they had done on earth, which is a testing ground. And they soul gonna be judged after he gave the final say. he decide where his soul go after the judgment. The soul ain't nothing to play with. The soul ain't nothing to play with. The soul is nothing to play with. So that's just like with all them celebrities, especially with the Gen Z generation. They are true. That's the same thing with Lil Baby. They got Lil Baby. Lil Baby, he cross-dressing now. He hooked up with Michael Rubin. They got out there, Michael Rubin, his sugar daddy. Lil Baby was up there at a concert with high tight shorts on. He hiking and yanking it up, showing his 2 front tattoos on his thigh, saying 90 baby. He got a pink belt on with a white tank top. Surprised they ain't made him wear a crop top or aka white beater. You know, and he out there hopping like a bunny, like how Meek Mills was hopping like a bunny for Mike Rubin, and a white billionaire commanding a black American man to hop around like a bunny. Something wrong with that pitch. That's slave hopping for mouse. That's slave hopping for mouse on the plantation. That's slave hopping for mouse on the plantation. You know what I'm saying? And Michael Rubin, he all up they bus. Michael Rubin he owned them. He owned them. And Lil Baby was on that podcast with Lil Yachty. And Lil Yachty got the questioning him about something, it's hard to believe, and he said, Lil Baby, like what? And that's when Lil Baby got to say, oh man, I don't play this stuff and all that, that, hate to jump and he'll jump and up. Lil Baby sound confused. He saw like he couldn't get to the point in a certain part of the conversation. He being very verbose. He using too many words as needed. You know what I'm saying? This party, these white parties, now Mike Rubin got Diddy placed. They replaced Diddy with Rubin. And 50, he got to saying that's why you don't go to them white parties. And these white parties, not Diddy, Mike Rubin, he spotted Baby from a long shot. He hugging him from the back. These dudes get hugged from the front and the back. Hug from the front and the back. He hugging Baby, and Baby got to say, Lil Baby got to say that he'll slam Mike Rubin down to the ground. And all they talking about break his neck. It's a big tripping, and with Lil Nas X, he another one. Lil Nas X, he backing the thing up. He doing the representing the 99 and 2000 on the devil. The devil got the autograph there. So the devil autographed there, and Lil Nas X, he done for. He done for. He saying that his daddy had to sit down and had a long talk with him and stuff, talking about what he going through is normal, but on the inside, he's seeing things from his 2 eyes. It showed not normal. What he doing not normal. What he did was not normal. What I was saying, he's just being used as another industry pawn. That agenda for the horses set, for the autocracies. He's being used as another industry pawn to push that agenda, pushing that homosexual agenda for the autocracies. And he had lost a large amount of his audience. You know what I'm saying? They didn't call this dude walking down the streets of L.A. with his doggone drawers on and singing and prancing around and telling somebody to throw their phone out, talking about go to the party and all that. That's not on the far side. That's not too far from the Diddy party. It's just another level, and Diddy wouldn't mind being at a party like that, or he wouldn't mind inviting them to his free calls. He wouldn't mind inviting them to his free calls where that is known as a modern Sodom, David, Gomorrah, the way Diddy and them got down with it. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes, they'll have women. They'll have women at their parties. That's just like when, okay, they got these new artists is coming about and they know whoever it is that they tight with, Ace Boone Coon, you know, that been there longer than them, and they at the parties and they would go get a drink at the bar and they walk away from the bar and some dude and pat him on his ass and turn around and throw them hands at him right quick. He didn't fool around, grabbed his crop up, and there's all kind of weird stuff going on, making the, you know, all these other artists want to stay far apart. However, like, I'll be the last one in line, however they look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, or they be like, oh, I don't want to be too much in the crowd trying to hurry and give me a drink or such and such, you know, telling how things moving, but eyes are open, ears are open, seeing how things moving with the eyes and hearing, listening, eavesdropping. So what's being said, however. You know, and they get a lot of these straight dudes be going there, they'll ask them what a hoes at, and said they looking at the person, the dude, like you the hoes, you know. They looking at it in that way. And they'll set dudes up with all these pretty women, setting them up with all these pretty women, and this dude here around, he start feeling on the dude to see where he at and stuff. There's all that type of stuff. You know? And that's why I say it's wild. It's wild at another level. You know what I'm saying? All the blood sacrifice and all that. I remember the blood sacrifice documentary. The 2009 version was done by this Hebrew Israelite dude. I forgot his name. But he did one in 2009, starting talking about the 9/11, how Prince got to mentioning about it before it happened, and got to talking on about the situation with Aaliyah. And last month, August 25th, last month was that day Aaliyah died, was killed in the plane crash. You know what I'm saying? And the conspiracy theory beyond which she was a blood sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z and Diddy's name is really, really brought up in, and they talk about it like it was somebody else who all along they all behind it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then you got a lot of the things with who his name is. I'm trying to think of his name. With the Michael Jackson dude, it's a lot going around saying about him. Like, he been dead since the 70s, and there was a clone. It was all type of stuff being said, you know, and that industry, like with the Gen Z generation, they really, really, really lost when it comes to their industry. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, even with the female rappers, like the one they call Sexy Red. You know, she infected a lot of them rappers like Drake. And she got a lot of them. I mean, Drake, he diminished. Even he's diminishing in numbers. He's diminished. You know, it ain't looking good for Drake. It ain't looking good. And here's another one, he flashed that eye too. He flashed that one eye too. That eye of horrors. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, even with the athletes, You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of, like, on what's his name is, that name, you know, Charles Barkley and all of them, you know what I'm saying? You got Jordan, the number 23, you know what I'm saying? All y'all love Jordan so damn much, but don't even get down backdrop with the number 23. Number 23, that's a Masonic number. You know what I'm saying? They love multiples. They love multiples. They love them a lot and they use them a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like mentioning earlier about the number 5 and number 7. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they deal with them numbers a lot, especially in the Masonic Lodge. A lot of the Masons. You know what I'm saying? 33-degree knowledge, devil knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Most high knowledge is a limit. There's no end to it. It's a difference. You know? So a lot of them Masons, but they Freemasons. You know what I'm saying? Another order of the Masonic world. You know, especially when it's falling under the Freemasonry of all them presidents. You know, like George Washington, and you got Theodore Roosevelt and all these other presidents that come about, Richard Nixon and George Bush and Barack Obama. And Barack Obama, he been an old sellout. He been worshiping the approval for the white establishment. The predominant white establishment. You know, I say predominant white establishment, that's not talking about all the white folks in public. Because now all the white folks in public, you know what I'm saying, part of that predominant white establishment circle. You know what I'm saying? You got those who you got those who applaud it. You know what I'm saying? You got those who look up to it. You know what I'm saying? You got those just being looked in the eyes of them as backwood white trash. You beneath us. You gonna stay your white trash ass down there. And you can't fry that chicken like them. Black American, you can't fry that chicken like them Negroes, is how they say, because there's a chicken spot open. There's a bunch of them Black Americans getting that chicken right, and they getting that batter right, and I know your ass can't do it the way they do it. You ain't putting enough seasoning on that ground meat on that grill, because all that basic flavoring is not going to get it done. Stop just throwing all the damn ketchup and mustard and on there and using all that processed vegetables, like you want to slide some slab of corn on the grill, then won't slide a slab of frozen green beans, and won't put 2 packs of ground beef in the middle, and won't slide some frozen pack of peas on the far side of that, and won't lather it up with some mustard, and won't lather it up with some ketchup, and you won't put some manwich sauce over it, and ain't even put no seasoning all over the ground beef. You ain't even season the meat up. So that basic flavor, I ain't gonna get it. That's white people cooking. Sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? You know. And a lot of that cooking be under paganism. A lot of that being under the, and they be saying it in some pagan night. So do. It showed, and it ain't got no blessing in it or nothing. And I ain't gonna lie, that's just the same thing when you got with them Negroes too, them old sellout ass Negroes. You know, when they do their pagan worship, they swear they got a blessing coming out of it. There ain't no blessing, nothing. There ain't no prosperity. It is blank. It's blank. Y'all probably season the meat up and all, but there ain't no blessing coming out of it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no divine intervention involved. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you got even with the Latinos, you know what I'm saying? They pagan worshipers. I know they are. You know what I'm saying? go down to Latin America and you see that big old statue of that this okay, they call it Jesus, aka Caesar Bonjour, that big white statue of a Jesus that you see down there in Brazil, and they praying and crying and worshiping and that, and they don't speak, he can't hear, he can't say nothing back, they ain't answer none of your prayers. I'm surprised y'all ain't offer. I'm surprised y'all ain't do a blood sacrifice when it come to that. So you ask me, the creator ain't sacrifice nobody. You gotta bear your own burden. You gotta bear your own burden. Ain't no sins of Adam atoning nobody. You know what I'm saying? So all the pagan worship, it still goes on to this day. It's still going on to this day. And a lot of y'all still tripping. A lot of y'all, and y'all thinking Santa Claus then came down a goddamn chimney and it's not even possible. A lot of y'all going around and applauding all these damn fraternity groups, all this damn Greek, black version, Negro shipping in these colleges and universities, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't helping them none. You know what I'm saying? That's been manipulated and influenced on them by the attackers. Attackers that got them what they want. Got them what they want, and y'all putting it out there, making the young generation that's under y'all, the youth under y'all, making it seem like it's cool to be one of them and part of what they involved in. Sure do. You know, and that when a lot of them still be going through depression and being stressed out, and they go to selling out, and we wishing what they had, what the white establishment had. You wish you had what they had so bad. You know? And capitalism standing on its last legs here in the U.S. It's standing on its last legs. You know? The U.S. is crumbling. It's crumbling. Oh, yeah, it crumbling. You know? And there's a lot going on in the industry to this day. Like Chloe Bailey, she was crying after she seen Sinners. She was crying that she got caught with Beyonce. Beyonce practiced black magic and extreme witchcraft. She practiced that a lot. She got back at one of her drummers. One of her drummers was crying, and Beyonce put that black magic, that witchcraft, extreme witchcraft on, and had a cat floating in the air and sexually molested her while she was laying down and asleep. And Chloe Bailey, she said that scene center, she couldn't do nothing but cry. Especially seeing that part when everything starts spiraling around and another motion into a different dimension with all the different varieties of music genre, and started going from the early era of music, like around a particular time period, all the way to the gangster rap and the hip hop time period. You know what I'm saying? But they just sending out a message. They're just sending out a message, because if you want to make it in this music industry, you got to give up something. You got to give up something. You know what I'm saying? They'll send your ass a text. You know what I'm saying? And it go like, you know, you be sitting somewhere in the apartment, you one of them youngsters, you know, or one of them older ones, you know, still ain't move out their parent house or living with the parent, and you trying to boost your career, and, you know, you surviving off them ramen noodles, you getting tired of eating that, and the electricity off, and you light a counter, and you be like, look, he'll work at such and such, you know, giving them the drop where they at, and they go send their girls out there to put in that work and take care of business, and they ain't gonna tell you that, you know, they gonna text you back telling you that, you know, they ain't gonna tell you, oh, it's been done. They're gonna tell you that the party was fun. The party was fun. Do you have more? You know? So, and then, you know, Diddy, he was crying, begging Trump for a part. Trump like, no. Trump, he like, no. And Trump, he another big clown. He another big ass clown that flush pink and red. Flush pink and red, and his days coming to an end too. It might not be somebody look like him or that don't look like him to take him out, but it gonna be something that's beyond the outside of nature. They gonna scrag him. They gonna scrag him. He gonna die slow and painful. He gonna die slow and painful, which is the creepy thought. So yeah, he the president of the U.S., but the Most High is in control of everything. The Most High is in control of everything, and he sets Trump up ass for a trial. He set Trump ass up. He set Trump ass up, and it ain't looking good for him like that of the rest of them, like those that are him and those like Tim Scott, you know what I'm saying? He'll another big old Sambo Negro, you know what I'm saying, that applaud Trump, throw himself out like a mat out for Trump and whoever else. You know what I'm saying? And all these industry people, you know, that like with the situation with Lil Baby, he thought everything was cool at first. He looking at Mike Rubin like Mike Rubin somebody that care about him. Mike Rubin don't give a damn about him or anybody else that around. Right, Mike Rubin ain't got a soul, and now Jada Waiter exposed Lil Baby secret affairs with some other dude he was with. Jada Waiter believed Lil Baby bisexual, and Lil Baby he's gone. He's gone. Hey, Lil Baby, you done sold your soul, bro. You done sold your soul. You went out there crash dummy style. It's over with. And once that happened, you can't gain the bay. Can't gain the bay. You know. But there's a lot of them. Even Rick Ross. Rick Ross is a kid that go. Rick Ross, he another one that gone. There's a lot of them. Birdman, Wayne, you know, all them, Young Thug, all them, they signed over. Young Thug and all these other people, you know. Jimmy Kimmel, he another one. That chick, Allie Carter, got the blasting all their names out. You know what I'm saying? She hate all them. And like with Jaguar White, she really hate Jay-Z and did it the same. She hate all, but she really hate both of them. She called them peanut butter and jelly. Both of them sweet. You know, all that ancient form of pagan worship, they just do it in moderation. It's just in moderate form. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do in the Illuminati.
That's what they do in the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? They been doing this. It ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Isaiah, like I said earlier, the Bible, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? Well, this one of them. This one of them. And the devil and his tribe are sitting in the position far where you cannot see them. So what the Creator did, what the Most High did, he made the evil ones friends to those without faith. Because a lot of people today, that's what a lot of people just don't have. You got those that do have, you got those that don't. You got those that don't. They go run and put their faith into a damn statue or want to put their faith in the damn devil. The damn devil laughing at your big, dumb, stupid ass. And all of you. Laughing at your ass up close and from afar. Laughing at your ass even at the music that you listening to. You applauding that so damn much, you just don't know about the damn frequencies in the music. You can't even break down how what the frequencies start off first in the music. Or what frequency they use. That's the same damn thing within the Sinners movie. It's the frequencies in the music that have everybody enjoying it at heart, bringing joy to their heart, and then it attracts evil from the outskirts, attracting people like Ramek and his followers. You know, so-called come have a good time, and Ramek here in the movie, he acting like he want to be the damn light of the party, the life of the party, in the middle of them and shit like that, and they circling around him while he's singing some damn European version of an Irish song and adding on a European version, Irish dance to it, and, you know, chucking his legs up and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He wanted all the attention on him. That's just like with the damn star worshippers. They wanted, like with the star worshippers, with the star attracted the worshippers. It did attract the worshippers' attention. So that's what Ramek did. He started getting the listeners' attention. He was the listeners' attention. It's like that with that. You know what I'm saying? So when Lady Gaga, she was dressed up like Ishtar. She was dressed up like that chief goddess of Babylon, Ishtar, during the 2019 MTV Awards. She was dressed up like her. You know. And she didn't care. She would walk around there like she was Ishtar with the 2 hours in the front of it. Yeah, Lady Gaga. And you got Miley Cyrus. She got one eye open with her tongue out with the other eye closed, mocking the Creator. That's just mockery. Miley Cyrus, you mocking the Creator, great, the Most High. See why he'll command devils to scrag your ass when the time is right. All you celebrities, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of y'all full of shit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all full of shit. All your followers full of shit. Y'all in superstition, y'all in false worship and superstition. Superstition, false worship, vice versa. Y'all the one tripping. A lot of y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all can see the forest for the tree. None of y'all can see the forest for the trees, and the devil will say, when the matter is decided, it was the Most High gave you a promise of truth. I too promise, but I failed in my promise to you. I had no authority over you except to call you, but ye listen to me and reproach not me, but approach your own soul. I cannot listen to your cry. No, you can listen to mine. I reject your former act and associate me with the Most High. For wrongdoers, there must be a grievous penalty. That's exactly what he's going to tell y'all and all your followers and everybody who out there tripping. And for everybody out there tripping, it's gonna be more than 1 million of y'all going to what it's called to hellfire. Now hell ain't down there. Hell ain't down there. Don't nobody know where hell at but the creator since he created. All them preachers like T.D. Jakes and Kirk Franklin y'all think hell down there. Hell ain't down there. You don't know where hell at. T.D. Jakes, you just despicable. You's a despicable ass human being, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You really are. And you misled and deceived a lot of Black American people and even a lot of the they white American counterparts, but a lot of those who look like you, same color as you, built like you, like that of you, you deceived a lot of them while they're at home on their couch, on their recliner, with the TV in front of them, with the volume up, listening to your big superstition, false worshiping ass. And you really got the Baptist Christian people, let's just say all Christian people in the U.S. looking real bad. Especially when they thought you some looking at to you like you was a divine figure. They putting you in divine shit. Man, what's going on here? Divine ain't nothing divine about you. Ain't nothing divine about no Tyler Perry. Ain't nothing divine about Kirk Franklin. Ain't nothing divine about Jimmy Swagger. Ain't nothing divine about any of you that's up there with that microphone, won't dress up any kind of way. I don't care how you dress, you go as to the whatever congregation you going to as you go. But ain't nothing divine about none of y'all. And all that you preaching out your mouth ain't nothing divine about them words. You know what I'm saying? There's no vibration after it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all just saying a bunch of little every damn thing. They ain't giving no interpretation that you're giving. You could be mixing up lie with the lie, or taking the truth, mixing up with the lie, different kind of variety. You doing the utmost. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to that, you know, Old Testament, New Testament teaching, a lot of y'all know what the hell with y'all are. You gotta be one or the other. Is you either Old Testament Hebrew or New Testament Hebrew? Which one are you? Especially down in the southern U.S. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, you got those who woke. You got those who, you know, they remain in their bracket. You know what I'm saying? You got them that's Old Testament. You know, they Old Testament and they stay with their Old Testament, but they still believe in a second coming of the Son of Mary. They believe in the Son of Mary. You got those who, them New Testament ones gets me. They get me a lot. I don't know what the hell they call themselves. Y'all really, really tripping. You New Testament and you want to holler about in some name of Jesus. And ain't no divine intervention coming out of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of them authorities in the street knock one of y'all ass off. Where the hell Jesus at then? How long Jesus not where he at? I mean, not where he at, where it at. Since it's a name of a damn slave ship. Because the name Jesus ain't the original name of the individual anyway. It ain't. You know. And they be using that name Jesus a lot in the industry. They'll be up there at these old pagan ass, corrupted ass sermons and hollering about some Jesus name. And that's just the same thing with Tyler Perry. He another one. And he got there's a lot of allegations surrounding his name. You know, Tyler Perry movies are the press. They are the press. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Black American people be acting like they living in the damn Tyler Perry movie. And they watch him so goddamn much. They act like they living in a damn Tyler Perry movie in real life and don't really get the reality that's in front of the inside out, looking in the reality side of it all, inside and out, all round about at the proper moment. You know, while alive. You know. You know, that all these damn Tyler Perry shows, BET, that's why BET Awards was canceled. BET and Soul Train Award was canceled. I don't know if they, decided, I don't know if they did it. What I don't care to watch the BET Award because it ain't what it used to be. I don't care for it. You know what I'm saying? It's being controlled by the autocracies. They pulling the strings on that. You know, Kevin Hart, he another one. Kevin Hart. He was at them Diddy parties. Now, Kevin Hart was up there with that microphone, standing right there while Diddy got his arm around Usher, talking about, him and Usher slept in the same bed and they, fighting over Frosted Flakes and all that stuff there. I know it's old news, but a lot of them damn freak-offs ain't nothing but a modern form of the ancient form of pagan worship. You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling it for how I see it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that homosexuality and lesbianism and bisexuality that going on there. And they be trafficking, sex trafficking all them children. You got Diddy and all of them. You got Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? He won't portray these movies like Malcolm X and all that. Now, I don't go around want to portray myself like Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? And I'm me. You know what I'm saying? And then Denzel Washington won't go walk around acting like he a real holy figure. But he up in there in the freak-off party with a beanie cap, with a gold chain on, socks on, with nothing else on, in front of children, in front of little bitty children. You know what I'm saying? And you playing in these other movies, you know what I'm saying? To cut a deleted scene out, you kiss on, on a white man, you know what I'm saying? You got your white dad and a white zad and all, whatever you want to call him, And then I wonder how your wife feel about that. I said, you got Leonardo DiCaprio, he another one. You know what I'm saying? Now, Leonardo DiCaprio, bro, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, you could get over people like Joe Lo. Now, Joe Lo, I ain't gonna lie, I respect Joe Lo, the big Asian boss, a big Asian boss. Joe Lo was a real one. You know what I'm saying? He had better sense than any and everybody at them big ass parties. Both Black Americans and white Americans alike, and whoever and then Latinos. You know what I'm saying? Joe Lo, I tip my hat off to Joe Lo. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what hell Joe Lo at right now. Joe Lo put off the biggest heist in human history. From being a businessman, from a college graduate, university graduate, to a businessman, to a celebrity socialite. You know what I'm saying? He put off the biggest scheme ever, talking about this big Asian boss from Malaysia, and grew up on the Penang Island. And his family owned his grandfather, Lo Mang Tok. He had owned the still liquor industry, you know what I'm saying, to build up the family's wealth. And then you had Hot Pang Lo, that was the father of Joe Lo. He built up a company to increase the family's wealth. And then Joe Lo's sister was a lawyer, and then his brother, the Lo's were millionaires. They was millionaires, and they worked their way up to billionaire status. You know what I'm saying? It went from rich to wealthy. They went from rich to wealthy, and Joe Lo, he made his way down. He didn't attempt himself to be famous. Joe Lo ain't cared about that part. That Manchurian boy, that Manchurian dude took the game to the next level. So he attended a all boarding school in London, UK, London, United Kingdom, as alumni, and this type of school is for the people who live in the upper class, aka upper echelons, who people in the upper echelons, you know what I'm saying, who get their children to attend a school involved in a certain circle. You know what I'm saying? This ain't like going to some middle school, high school in the ghetto, or they're not like that. It ain't like no some other, like some white private school and nothing like. No, this another level. There's another level. And Joe Lo, he had connect with the, what's his name is? I forgot his name. But there was a lot of people like Yusuf Abu Taiba and Qudin al-Mubarak. Qudin al-Mubarak. That's how I pronounce it. Yeah, Qudin al-Mubarak. Qudin al-Mubarak. And even had ties with people from Abu Dhabi. You know what I'm saying? Now they're another level. When it comes to them Arabic-speaking people, the Manchurian run hand in hand, they're another level. They ain't like U.S. citizens. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody else. They're at a higher level, and they standing on principles. But the thing with Joe Lo, he got Leonardo DiCaprio out of more than $7 million. He been got him. And Joe Lo went involved in the nasty things like Leonardo DiCaprio and them involved in. Well, you know what I'm saying? Joe Lo wasn't involved in the freak out parties. You know, Diddy and them, they Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. Diddy turned and ran off with millions of his dollars, and they went to the EEA with it. They went to the EEA and it's a I'm A-OK with it all. I'm okay with it all. You know what I'm saying? And in the fashion industry, there's another fashion, the top designer, all them bisexual gay men, and the top designer, people like Johnny Versace, Alexander McQueen, Karl Lagerfeld, Johnny Versace, they dead and gone. Them and their boyfriends dead and gone. One of their boyfriends died from what we say in English language, full-blown AIDS. And Johnny Versace, he was shot down by some secret gay lover or some other gay dude that was hating on him, jealous on him, seen and knew everything about him and this secret affairs with some dude that he was going with, looked like him and shit. You know, Johnny Versace. You know what I'm saying? That was the one who always seen Naomi Campbell, the black British model, as his muse. You know? Because they probably, when it all, back in them times, people thought that Naomi Campbell and Johnny Versace ain't going on. It wasn't even like that. Naomi Campbell, she knew what's up with Johnny Versace. You know, she knew that he had a boyfriend and all that stuff there. You know, but the fashion industry ain't what it used to be no more either. You know what I'm saying? It was big in the 90s. Especially that was the supermodel era. You know, when you had Grace Jones, all them involved, you know, really up there catwalking the runway. Naomi Campbell catwalking the runway. And, you know, we got the young generation, you know, in it, but it ain't somehow no to the old generation, you know. Really, I ain't lying, Knockout do her thing. She do her thing on the catwalk. She do her thing. She could really catwalk. She could walk with it and make them mad. She could really walk with them and make them mad. Make them mad, you know. But yeah, that industry a trip. I ain't gonna lie to you, that industry is a trip. You know, there's all kind of stuff go on in there. They got children naked with a dog leash on them, and they be sitting there it's like these satanic ass sermons, and all these grown ass adults getting the jacking off, masturbating, and on the floor, and defecating and urinating on the floor, and they get some 7, 8, 9-year-old child, and they got them on a dog leash, and they get them. It's a testing thing, and they see if they gon', you know, see if they gonna gag. If they see if they gonna gag, you know, they gonna start gagging before they even start licking it. They want to see if they gonna lick up their feces and they semen and they urine. They do all that up, and they got these children naked with animals around, with the goats running around. The goat, yeah, you talking about Goat Lucy. You talking about the Baphomet. And that same goat they be applauding, that symbolizing, they talking about that humanoid goat sitting up there with both male and female parts. Okay, the 5 plant, okay, hold up. Perhaps Venus, all right? Perhaps Venus ultimately impressed the imagination of the mythological. This planet was in different places, considering both male and female. Okay, the Baphomet, both male and female, transgender. Cat Williams said it. The Baphomet, the transgender, symbolizing the devil. Isaiah chapter in the Bible, present Old Testament in the King James Version of English of the Bible. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? The Satanic Church, they got that here in the U.S. They had a Baphomet statue put behind or on top at an airport here in the U.S. I don't know what state, but the Baphomet statue was at the top of an airport. I don't know if it was in Texas, Minnesota. I don't know where. It's one of them states. I don't know if it was Wisconsin or Michigan, but it's one of those states. And I think there's a Baphomet statue behind the White House. It got to be still in the White House in a certain part, like that. How them diddy tunnels are, where they kept all them children and doing all that human trafficking, all that sex trafficking and racketeering and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Cat Williams said it a long time ago that the transgenderism thing was gonna get bad. And it's real bad in the industry, especially in Black Hollywood, especially in Atlanta, especially in Chicago, especially in Washington, D.C., especially in Houston. And Atlanta and Houston running a race right now with HIV infections. With Washington, D.C. right there, okay, well, you got Atlanta, Washington, D.C., and Houston. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I'm gonna say they fourth in line. But all these other states, they nip and tuck with it. Who get first place? Washington, D.C., Atlanta, or Houston? Washington, D.C., Washington, District of Columbia, Atlanta, Georgia, or Houston, Texas? Which one gonna win the trophy in first place? Because they all highly infected. They got the gonorrhea, they got the social disease, the venereal disease. They got the gonorrhea. They got it all. And that's how they rock. All them counties are highly infected. They're like that of a damn, it's like the apocalypse thing with them when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? They run there tripping. And you got people out there tripping just like them. Tripping. You know what I'm saying? They crazy just like them. Crazy. They into all that crazy ass worship, pagan worship, and all this crazy ass misguided information that they absorb. They're just leaving them in the lurch. Leaving them in the lurch. Their attitude it start getting uppity when, when troops hit the surface. Oh yeah, they get all out their character now because they dumb, stupid, dumbfounded asses can't handle the truth. With your pagan low-level worshiping ass. And that's a well-known fact. I'm just speaking through facts and figures. And that's just how it's still going on to this day. It still goes on to this day. Now, them Romans, I ain't gonna lie, them Romans, they were sacrificing, they were blood sacrificing children. Them Romans, they were blood sacrificing children. They children, yeah, they children. You know what I'm saying? And you had them sacrificing melanated children. You know what I'm saying? When Rome came into power, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, hey, it goes at another level today, though. It's at another level. Yeah, a lot of them damn celebrities. Y'all trip. I ain't gonna lie, y'all really slaves of the Illuminati. Y'all slaves of the Illuminati. Y'all some real slaves. Y'all very devoted to Illuminati. The illuminated ones, is that what they call them? Illuminated ones? Yeah, that Illuminati is something serious. You know what I'm saying? Rihanna, she looked like the Illuminati. I know she been flashing that eye horrors for a very long time now. Especially when she got signed under Jay-Z. He the Satanist of them all. Him the King Satan. Throwing up that pyramid shape. You know what I'm saying? You know, Beyonce, he been turned her out. She been flashing that one eye. You know what I'm saying? We all get about them, especially them. I mean, they names always hitting the headlines. You know, all these other people like, what's his name? Neo, he another one. He another fruity tooty. You know what I'm saying? His thoughts on polygyny is in the wrong direction. It's in the wrong direction. His thoughts on polygyny. The thing that he doing that other real original polygynists don't agree with. What he doing, I don't even call polygyny. That's not even polygyny what he doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that, that Western monogamous relationship, all that dealt so damn corrupted. A lot of y'all might as well just stay single. A lot of y'all might as well stay single. And you got this baby mama, baby daddy paganism worship going on still to this day. They do that shit a lot in the hood. The baby mama pagan and the baby daddy pagan worshiping. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of them homosexuals and lesbians with churn. They turn bisexual because they contracted it from them. And then they go to this justice of the peace. And they think they really then got married under some divine intervention. When there's nothing divine intervention about that, as some justice of the peace, ain't nothing. Hell no. No in the hell it ain't. You know what I'm saying? She didn't had unclean pregnancy throughout her damn pregnancy. Here in the U.S., here in Western societies, in the Western Hemisphere, and when have the baby, all these different type of evil spiritual forces start latching on to the baby, and it been on the baby since it came into this world, and as it grow older, and then all these other spiritual forces start latching on to it, especially being raised under different families and around different families on a different household level with all these different damn people to be watched over. And don't tell them if they're a child molester. And don't tell them they on drugs and they're a child molester. Don't care if they don't tell them if they on drugs, a child molester, or homosexual, or lesbian, or bisexual, or murder. No telling what they are on the inside. They just got the child with whoever. You know what I'm saying? The pregnancy unclean, and the daddy, he ain't got the slightest clue about what being full, highly potentialized parent, the highly potentialized father and parenthood to its maximum. You know what I'm saying? He running all kind of directions like a chicken with his damn head cut off. And the baby mama, she looking for love in all the wrong damn places. They ain't ready to have children. They leave the children at the house and still won't go out, and there ain't nobody there to watch the children. It's all that going on. So this baby mama, baby daddy, paganism shit has been way out of hand for a very, very, very long time now. Very, very long time now. You know what I'm saying? And for those who ain't had children yet and ain't looking to make children not just yet, you need to continue focus on building the best version of yourself. So you will firmly establish yourself spiritually, mentally, psychologically, financially, economically, till you firmly establish yourself to all the way to that point. Then you go worry about and get married, then worry about some children. Then worry about making some children. At least you at that point where you could watch over and take care of them, feeding them, and make sure they have off your own work. And, they eating off your own work, and they, at least you got some generational wealth backed up and put up for them off your own work. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, look, it's going to be another family with no family structure. It's going to be tore down, broke down, and crumbling to pieces. Crumbling to pieces and left in a darkness and desolation. A darkness and desolation. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be left out in the damn street, you know what I'm saying, falling into that different other forms of pagan worship, which is nothing new under the sun. Street life. I'm looking at street life. I'm looking at that. That's pagan worship too. All this hood shit, that's pagan worship too. Because the Most High ain't got nothing to do with it. All this hood shit and gangster rap, it was all but a trap created by the government. The CIA was just another trap to allure, especially Black American people. They got the white Americans and they got the Latinos. You know what I'm saying? We got them. They really, really believe that they was the founders of it. But no, I ain't gonna say they the founders. Really, the Black Americans are the founders of it. But then you got one Latino, you know what I'm saying? You got Fat Joe talking about, it's 50-50, half and half. Hell no, Fat Joe. I ain't gonna lie, you's a Latino on that one, but y'all had a part, I'm not gonna say the 50-50, but y'all had came in. You know what I'm saying? It was, a mixture of the Black Americans and y'all had played a role in it, but y'all wasn't the founders. I was not the founders. Not gonna lie. The hip hop thing, all that started out there in New York. It started out there, but it expanded and throughout other parts of the country, and people elevated it. But so far was gangster rap. Gangster rap was boosted up to another level. You know what I'm saying? Not in the East Coast, I mean, check this out. It got interchangeable. It just got interchangeable. But it ain't nothing divine about it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing divine about no damn rock and roll. Ain't nothing divine about no damn heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing divine about no damn country and western. Ain't nothing divine about no damn pop. You know, but so far as street life, you know, it's just another form of paganism. Because the child get, or say, adolescence, one that's living between the life of childhood and adulthood, and they go down the wrong damn route, and especially living in a single parent household, they got both parents, you know what I'm saying? Especially the one that treat me come out the suburbs. Now, you come from a family with money. You got a father and mother that supports father and a mother that make sure you have take care of them. You won't go and portray their life like you came from nothing. Your ass born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You won't come all like you come from out the slums. You know, you acting like you come up with daddy going to do extended amount of time in prison and mama out there on drugs and just left you and you got, you know, say a auntie or a grandparent to look out there. You're living with an uncle, you know, and his wife, and you know, got a cousin or two that you stand with, but you know they in the hood, but they in the hood where it's all real and it's getting realer than real, and you know, acting like you've been out there, seen somebody that got killed in front of you, and you witnessed a drive-by shooting, and you all grew up under drug dealers, and you had some drugs, couple of rocks put in your hand to give to a junkie and get the money, bring it back to the drug. Y'all act like y'all came up living that, seeing that your ass come out the suburbs. You should have stayed your ass in that house, doing your homework, and get ready for school the next day. But hey, everybody got their own choice that they make in life. You choose the hell you want to do. You want to live this way, you want to choose to go that route, do what the hell it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own. You know, that's just how it go, and there ain't no stop put to it. Hey, like with Donald Trump, he sent the National Guard out there to Chicago, you know, to go start shit. Trump just starting shit when it comes to that. You know, you won't send them out there, send his army out there and to go beat up on folks on the streets and arrest folks. You know, he really want to be a big bully right now. That's all Trump intentions. He's really on that level right now. You know what I'm saying? Gonna get a laugh at it, have something to talk about later. You know, they ain't gonna be out there to, you know, put all the crowd to a stop, but it's just for, he looking at it for entertainment on. You know, that's just like with the Diddy dude. He was looking at all the gay shit that go down for entertainment on. You know, when other people that signed under him looked at it as, you know, as ritual and humiliation and, you know, being part of the circle and all this, it is structured by all these different artists like him. You know, it's a real structural thing that goes on. You know, and, you know, paparazzi, and they out there, they waiting to put the cameras on these new age artists, upcoming artists, put the cameras on them, you know what I'm saying, put them on the front cover, or we're going to get one of these models to walk with you, definitely get paparazzi to take a picture of you. Shit, paparazzi out there, don't nobody will paparazzi taking pictures of them. Especially like Britney Spears, especially when she shaved all her damn hair off her head. She really looking like a bald head scatterway. You know what I'm saying? You know, the paparazzi shit, they was in their golden age, especially in 2003, all the way up to, I think, 2016. You know what I'm saying? Paparazzi was really a big scandal. You know what I'm saying? They were getting a lot of paper and on 2003, 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He came across the Benjamins. They really came across some Benjamins doing that, just taking pictures of a certain celebrity, high-name celebrity, high-value celebrity, as, you know, names always in the headlines, and they'll sell just that one picture, let's say, for $1,000, $7,000, probably about 500, 500, else, something like that. And now, you know, with this digital era out, you know what I'm saying, it's another level. But, you know, people pulling up photos on the gram and on, you know, TikTok and on, you know, Facebook and X Space. You know what I'm saying? Mark Zuckerberg, the Mark Zuckerberg dude, I know he been flashed up one eye. Mark Zuckerberg, he been flashed that one eye a long time ago. Flashing that eye hard. You flashing that commission sign. You look just like them Romans. You look like you kin to the late Roman root to that late Roman religion with Apollo now. I know you kidding them Greek people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg, another one. You been flagged that one out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? East Indian people, I ain't gonna lie, the Hinduism thing, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, all these many guys fighting each other, it just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense, bro. The word bro, that's see that word on caps in the convenience store, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's real out here with all that paganism. Paganism is fake within itself. It is fake within itself, and I ain't gonna lie, it fool a lot of people thinking what they worshiping is real. You know, all this pagan farm, all these damn rituals they be doing, all this dark magic and all this nasty ass sex magic acts they be doing, and people won't use flaming baby oil, like Jamie Foxx said at this comedy show that he was at a Diddy party and he went to go look down a tunnel. He thought he seen the devil, and he asked the devil Puffy, and he seen Puffy with a bottle of flaming baby oil. Well, get in the hell what? But you seen a devilish shadow over Diddy. There's a devilish shadow that came over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tripping. And they got people that's out there in the world tripping, especially in the U.S. tripping. You know what I'm saying? Even they not on drugs, they be tripping. You know. But they gonna be pagan worshiping all day, and they've been pagan worshiping all day, pagan worshiping all damn night. They're gonna be doing all tomorrow. They're gonna be doing it until the Most High all this world. Oh, it's gonna be pagan worship, and all the believers then died a peaceful death with the Al-Masih, the son of Mary, and when he died, all the believers gonna die, and y'all ain't gonna be left on earth still pagan worship. Y'all ain't still gonna be pagan worship. Yep, y'all ain't gonna be, that's when it's all gonna happen. The collapsing of the earth cracking, and buildings collapsing even more, and you know what I'm saying, all these super duper waterways covering over and crashing down on everything, and all these, you know, a big old great fire, they're gonna stretch starting from Damascus, and they're gonna reach far and wide, scorching everything that's in this path like a tornado. like a tornado, and then you got the your Jews and Majuj people. They're gonna be killing and raping and robbing, and all of them gonna be deceased by one supplication offering up to the Creator by the son of Miriam named Al-Masih. The Al-Masih, he gonna offer up a supplication, ask the Creator to send a plague to kill them. They're gonna be dead before all the catastrophic events start coming about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but all you pagan worshiping, looking up to Illuminati people, YK Osiris, you another one. YK Osiris. While he on a vacation with Diddy, you flashed that one eye too. You flashed that one eye. You know what I'm saying? You was Diddy little boy toy. You're like Justin Bieber. Now YK Osiris, he got to talking about, you know, everybody thinking all them riches and wealth that they see that people like himself got, and John ain't John none of them. You know he had to, and Bashir Gray, he another one. Bashir Gray, he started portraying this character in the on TV show, what is called Power. Like he's straight and all along he gay. Bashir Gray, and there's a lot of the industry accident. The attackers then broke him down all the way to the ground. Broke him down. He ain't the same no more. He started dancing for men in front of camera on live stream for some money on his OnlyFans account. He was dancing for men like he on the damn player club. The attackers. This is what the industry does. They get dudes like that and they destroy them, they break them down, and they turn them into girls. They turn them into girls like they did Lil Baby. YK Osiris, they come out portraying all these hardcore gangster act, and the hardcore gangster act that they portraying is not real. It's not real. The street codes are fake. All that is fake. The street code thing they got, that shit is fake. I'm not gonna lie. There's no prosperity coming out of it. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and there's a lot of people, all these artists is all getting thrown in jail and gone to prison. One of them probably getting out, R. Kelly, he probably getting out, so they say. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of these artists looking at time. You got Diddy, he's looking at a license for the rest of his damn life. He probably ain't getting out. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's weird how he beat all these other charges, but he still got other things pinned against him that's still keeping him in there. He can't do what he want like he want. You know what I'm saying? And all these other artists, he got Lil Nas X, he locked up. He probably coming with some debut album. That's gonna be another pagan gay worship thing that people like that on himself and his fans gonna be listening to. And then they got Boosie looking at time. You know what I'm saying? He was just being niggerish in the street. That's all I'm gonna say. They caught him with a gun on him. This shit that went down with Duke the Jewel, the big time Jewel who owned a $10 million jewelry empire from Chicago, and he came down from Chicago at a big dice ring down there with Jay Prince and them. And you know, and from there, it was history. You know what I'm saying? Jay Prince Jr., his name brought up in it, and there's all these big time dice people. You know what I'm saying? Who we haven't, you know, them dice been fixed up and As long as the dice are rolling and the drinks are flowing, dice rolling, that all that matters. You know, it just, you know what I'm saying? That's that world, though. That's just the life of this world. That's just the life of this world. You know, every soul shall have a taste of death. And on the day of judgment shall you be paid your full recompense. Only he is saved far from the fire and admitted to the garden of the life of this world is nothing but goods and chattels of deception. The soul will not die, but the body will give a taste of death to the soul when the soul separates from the body. The soul will then know that the life of brother probation and seeming inequalities will be finally adjusted on the day of judgment. That's all I'm going to say on this live stream. I'll be back with another live on this YouTube platform. I'll be back with another live stream. And I'm going to be uploading more often. Because there's a lot that I need to talk about. There's a lot that I need to say. Whether individuals like it or not, I could care less. And I'm going to put it out there like in the way I see it, like how I seen it today. Whether individuals like it or not. Because to me, the way I broke it down, in a way I see it with my own two eyes, let me know I'm not tripping. Let me know that I'm not tripping, but those who indulge in the paganism, indulge in that, y'all tripping. But I'm going to get on out of here. See you around about.